this short video, we're going to help you get started with H5P, the course presentation activity type. This is part of the IELTS Learning Community webinar series, and to find out more, you can go to ielt.org/webinars. I'm presenting to you today. My name is Shannon Spasova. I'm from Michigan State University. This video is a follow-up to a previous video that was getting started with H5P interactive video. And so if you need help in learning what H5P is, what activity types H5P offers, and how to create a free account, then you might want to go back and look at the first half of the interactive video first. Then the second half of it shows you how to create an interactive video and then how to share that interactive video. So today we're going to focus on the course presentation activity type, what types of interactions it allows you to include, how to create one, and then how to share your activity. But if you need to know any of that background information, like how to create an account, then go back and look at the interactive video one. A course presentation is something kind of like what might be seen as like a PowerPoint presentation, but it allows inclusion of different types of activities. So here are the types of interactions that course presentation can include inside it. Some of the static ones could be a text, link, an image, a video, some kind of audio, or a table. And then you can also include some interactive activity types inside the course presentation. There are several types of multiple choice questions, true, false, fill in the blanks, drag and drop, mark the words, drag text, dialogue cards, which is kind of like flashcards, an exportable text area, which means that, for example, you could have your learners write something that could then be exported as a document that could be uploaded into a course management system or emailed to a teacher. And then an interactive video can be included within the course presentation. There are also a couple of navigational activity types that you can put in. Go to slide, which allows, if learners click something, it will take them to a certain slide. Or also keywords, which can be used as a type of kind of table of contents. So now we're going to take a look at how to create a course presentation. You already have an H5P account, and if you don't, you might want to go back and look at the interactive video. And when you go to My Account, this is what you should probably see. And then when you want to create new content, click Create New Content. I'm going to create a course presentation. It's going to be called Fruit. And I have to choose the course presentation activity type. I'm going to scroll down and find it here. It's going to be here, and then I have to click Use. And then it will load my palette. I won't have time to show you every single activity type that you can put into a course presentation, but I will show you some of the basics. So here, if I want to add text, then I will type whatever it is I want to be in there. Do things like make it bigger. You can center it. There are some other options. You can make it into a link. So I will put that here. I can move it around if I'd like. And it's good to make it the right size, because I've learned that if you make it too big, then it can block other elements. If I want to set a background to a slide, I can do that here. Here, these two buttons are what allows us to move slides. You can delete a slide here. You can make a copy of a slide, or you can create a new slide. So here I'm going to create a new slide, and I'm going to include some images. I'll click Image, Add, and then it's going to take me to, I have some examples picked here. It asks you to put an alternative text, so I'm going to write pair. You can put, there are a bunch of options always here that you can play around with if you'd like. I'm just going to put the alternative text and then let it go. I can move it around. I can make it bigger or smaller. I can add other elements to it, a text I can add in here. I can add an audio file here. You have to create the audio file outside of H5P. So I usually use Audacity. But if I have my file already here, I can choose it. There are several different kinds of player mode that you can choose. Enable autoplay or not, whether it starts playing when the page opens or it has to be clicked. And I'm going to click done here. Here's my little audio file. I'm going to make it a little bigger to make it a little easier to see. Approximately circle and then put it under here. And then if I save, I'll be able to see what I've done. Here you can see our two slides. If I want to go in between, I can click the arrow, or you can use the forward and back. If your students are using a mobile device, they can swipe to go from page to page. Here, this one did not autoplay, so I have to click it. Grusha. There we go. Now if I want to make more changes, I can click edit. It starts me on this page. I can go to the next page. Maybe I want to make a copy of this slide and then just change, get rid of this image and add a different one. I can also include a video. You can upload your own, or if you want a YouTube link, I've just picked something here that I can put in. There are some different options here that you can go through and decide about. You can make it bigger or smaller, move it around on your screen, and then let's save and see what that looks like.
Детский канал Ляльки развивают.
Now it plays within the page in the course presentation. Let's do a little bit more editing. Now I'm going to show you what a go-to slide can do. So I've created this page here that says click on the fruit that you want to learn about. And I know that there's something about a pear on page 2. So if I click on go to slide and tell it to go to slide 2 when it's clicked, and you might want to make it invisible depending on what your task is. But here I've got click on the fruit that you want to learn about. I have to make it the size of the pear here, and then it will go to slide 2. So let's try that. We'll save. And now if we're on page 3, you can see that it highlights when I mouse over it to show that I can click there. These don't, because they don't have one. If you didn't want it to highlight, then you would make it invisible. So when I click this, then it's going to go back to slide 2. And so that's something that you can add in for people to make choices about how they go through their material, for example. Now let's make at least one interactive activity type. Let's do a true false. And here we're going to have the question be, we're going to add a picture. You can add a video as well, but I'm going to add a picture. Let's say I'm going to choose oranges. It wants me to have an alternative text in here. I'm going to add as the question, this is an apple, and then they have to say true or false. Now I click done and my activity should show up. So here I have, this is an apple, and they have to say true or false. Let's see how that works. You can see that this little circle means that on slide 5 there's some kind of interactive. If I need to look at the picture closer, I can click that and it will make it bigger. I'm going to say true and see what happens. No, let's retry. False. Check. And now it says I got the right number of points. You can add in a number of other types of activities: multiple choice, summary, drag text, mark words, dialogue cards, which are kind of like flashcards. You can add in an interactive video. I'll just show you briefly what that looks like. You have to create the interactive video within here. So I don't think that you can link to one that you've already done. You would create it within the course presentation. So I'm not going to do that now, but it's something that you could do. And then I just want to show you one other thing here, which is I want to show you the exportable text area. If I put this here, then this would be, maybe you would put a prompt in here and then have students type something in. So let's say I want to ask students, what is your favorite kind of fruit? Then I click done, and then it has this little text entry area. I'm going to make it bigger. I guess it depends on how much you want them to type. This is just a simple question, but you might have an essay question, for example. I'm going to save, and we'll see what this looks like. I can go to the end here, and here's a place where I can type in my answer. My favorite fruit is grapefruit, whatever I'm typing. And then when I get to the end, then it allows me to export this text, and it makes it into a .doc that then I could upload somewhere or email to my teacher, for example. Now, in order to share this activity with your students, it would depend on where you were sharing it. If you had WordPress site or Moodle or Drupal, then you might create the activity within that application using the plugin, and then just have it automatically within their course management system. If you're using another course management system or another type of website, then probably what you'll want to do is use the embed code. And what you can do is come to the bottom here and you see this little embed, and that pops up. Then what you can do is copy this embed code, and then wherever you might put it within your course management system that allows you to include an embed code, that's where you would put it in, and then it would show up inside your course management system. So as we said, to share your H5P activity, there are plugins for Drupal, WordPress, and Moodle. Some other course management systems have some integrations we think coming soon, and for other types of sites, you would use the embed code. If you have other questions about how any of the other activity types work or how the other interactions might be integrated into your course presentation, then feel free to email me, spasova@msu.edu. But I hope that this will at least let you get started with creating your own course presentation within H5P.